Hope your Monday afternoon is going well. Ms. Gabrielle-Sisifo Makisi taught at Onslow College and Rongotai College for 18 years and as Pacific Dean focused on raising Pacific achievement. As Pacific Dean, Ms. Makisi ran after-school homework centres, book clubs, polygroup, careers day, role model and mentoring programs and Pacific gospel choirs. While at Rongotai, she was involved with the growth of the Rongotai Pacific Parents Association and introduction of Samoan language as a teaching subject in 2005. For 21 years, she has been the events director and whawhautua for Tutangata Wellington Secondary School's Polyfest. She has been key in co-writing the constitution and processes, setting up leader scholarships and growing the festival. She is key in sourcing funding for the festival and oversees the production team. She founded Vinepa Trust, a community family organisation, supporting Pacific education and health opportunities and establishing a range of workshops with language and wellbeing focuses. She has been a member of Pacifica National Organisation of Pacific Women for 20 years and is former president of the Newtown branch, which runs numerous activities for the Pacific community from youth mentoring to cooking classes. Gabrielle is on the leadership team of the Kilburnie Salvation Army and established the Pua Alofa program to provide care packages to families in need during the COVID-19 pandemic. Gabrielle-Sisifo Makisi honoured with a QSM Queen Service Medal for services to Pacific communities and education, one of 16 Pacifica recognised in this year's Queen's Birthday and Platinum Jubilee honours list. Joins us now on Pacific Days for a talanoa. Malosoi fulau sasunga, Gabrielle, and thank you for your time today.
Malole soifua, yeah, paftaimol avano maa, yeah.
Wow, it's amazing. You read over all those achievements, and we have to make time. We've spoken, we've shared the amazing stories of a few of our other amazing Pacifica community, and it's great. I always, for me, it's important that we share those achievements to highlight just the great tautua, for our community. Well, Gabrielle, congratulations, of course. Reaction from, family and friends, at the receiving of this great honour for you?
I think yeah, again, thank you for this space. When you read it out, it sounds like I'm a real little busy bee. So I guess the response from my community and my family was, was beautiful. When I was advised I'd been nominated, I was a little bit because to me, it's not just me. It's a collective that does everything we do together. But, and so obviously it's confidential, so I didn't tell anyone. And when it was announced, my community and my family were really chuffed with me. And I've had lots of dinners and the most beautiful flowers from all the Wellington secondary schools to Tutangata. And I think a little bit about it is that, professionally, I work for the Ministry of Education. I manage a team. We work in the Pacific space. But the QSM is about what we do in the community, what we do because of the daughters and the sons we are of our parents. So to get recognition for that is it's fabulous.
In terms of education, where did it all start for you, and why this particular area for your future, pathway?
Yeah, I guess, I am a teacher. I now work in the Ministry of Education and the PICI team, and we work in community and schools, and particularly in the Pacific space. So education for me, I guess we're all the result of the migrant dream, eh? My grandmother came as a house girl, and absolutely you koanga'd your schoolwork, you worked hard. Education as a means of not only doing better for yourself, but doing better for your family. Always kaukua, kaukua lea li'i, your family, etc., etc. So to me, it's a no-brainer. And education is where you make the difference. It's where you can make a difference to a family, to a community.
Gabrielle, I think, for me personally, I believe that one of the greatest occupations or callings is to be a teacher, because you've been given such a great privilege to speak
Yeah,
into and encourage the next generation, of,
yeah,
especially if we're looking at a Pacific lens, the ability to speak into someone's life. For your time,
yeah.
especially at Onslow and Rongotai College over nearly 20 years, what was it, what was the love for you to be able to do that in that space? But then no doubt
Mm,
with, passing generations, former students coming up to you and saying, hey, you changed my life.
yeah.
You really impacted me. What did that
I
mean
think
to you?
I think at Onslow, and then I guess because Rongotai is in my community, I'm a Kilburnie Newtown girl. Um, it's the ability to allow people to dream and to be able to support them through that. It's about excellence. Our kids are clever. Our parents are motivated. So it's supporting them in whatever sphere. We used to have a thing at Rongotai that once you came inside the gates, you could be anything you wanted to be, and I would absolutely support that. Our Pacific saying, and it's a bit cliche, but it wasn't for my boys, was ole ala I le pule o le tautua. And tautua was, you flip and work hard. Is the sacrifice worth it? And so academic achievement, but Pacific success in terms of employment, being good fathers, being beautiful sons. Yeah. So education to me, and the ability to speak into those boys' life and hopefully support them. Yeah, that's been kind of my adult life since I went to Samoa College. So since I came into Victoria University, etc., has very much been that. And the boys and the students I've taught, it's reciprocal. Whenever I've needed anything in my life, you know, they're there. So yeah.
Awesome. Tell us a bit about Tutangata, and how you
Yeah,
became
yeah.
involved, for those of us that, not
Cool.
familiar with this amazing event.
So Tutangata was established in 1981 through Māori and Pacific Affairs, and it was a program built on identity, language, culture, celebrating Pacific performance. So I'm a born in Newtown, raised in Kilburnie, but I also was raised in Tangamanono and Vailima, Samoa. And so in year 9, I actually at Wellington East performed in Tutangata before I went to Samoa College. And when I started teaching at Rongotai in about 2001, it hadn't run for a year. And so Rongotai, the parents and the kids said to me, we want this. And I said, okay. And I went round the 7 Tutangata schools, and we slowly, no money, nothing. We started building it again, but again, around that excellence, around representing your school, representing your families. And even when I left teaching, which is about 11 years ago, I've never been able to get rid of that. I'm still there. And I love Tutangata because it's not only this year, there's 10 schools. It's huge. It's at TSB, over 3,000 people, over 800 performers for one night. But it's about celebrating who we are, traditional and contemporary. It's about Pacific youth leadership as well, and recognizing that, and again giving the conditions to excel, the conditions to celebrate who we are, who you are. Some of our kids, often the only way we can get them in school and then be able to make sure they're achieved is through Polyfest, is through rugby, but it's an infrastructure, it's a vehicle for education. Yeah.
Now,
Tutangata's amazing, Ma'a.
of
It's
course it is.
beautiful.
Beautiful indeed. What's also beautiful is Pacifica, and another great initiative, especially for our Pacifica women. Tell us about
Yeah,
your time with
yeah,
the
yeah.
organisation and some of the amazing work they
Some,
do.
my mother's actually her tangaloa tele, Professor Peggy Fairbairn Dunlop, and she's one of the founding members. So there's a whole generation of us Pacifica girls that have come through. And we're a Newtown branch. We've had 3 presidents through Jean Mataira, my mother, Tapairu Tere, and I love that work. I've had to step down as president this year because I'm actually doing some more study, and with my professional life, it will, But Pacifica, like the Māori Women's Welfare League, the particular branches support mothers and women and see them as so integral to healthy families. So we support with mental health programs, Zumba, lots of good activities. Yeah.
And another program, another great initiative, Pualofa. Tell us more on that.
Yeah, I guess before I get to my church activities is our family trust, Vinepa Trust. And we've been running a study hub now for 35 years, every Tuesday. Every Tuesday with my cousins, started with my husband, Asotasi Va'a. And that was our commitment to my grandmother, Emily Moore, always said, to those who much is given, much is expected. So you got your degree, now what you're going to do with it. So with my cousins, Chumalu and Afo Lupe, we run it. Come rain or shine, beautiful kids that have come through and graduated now as mentors, our teachers like Chris Cowan, year 1 to year 13. And we also, and that funding through Pacific Futures, we have funding through MPP there, where we make tuingas, have whamatai classes, Samoan language, Tongan language. We're making blankets at the moment. And we also have funding through Ministry of Health, and we run workshops around grief, preparing for end of life, and Zumba. So that, that's the stuff that keeps me going. If I'm not at home, because all of these are through my church, it's the Kopioni Salvation Army, we're through there. So, and they're open to our community. First in, first served, always full, always waiting list. And through the Kopioni Salvation Army, I think whoever nominated me, they knew me. They knew the important things to me, because obviously my church is the most important thing to me, besides my 4 kids and my beautiful granddaughter, Malia Moore. So when I was on the church leadership, I ran all the youth programs. And as part of that, when COVID hit, about 3 years ago, our families were knocked. First off the jobs at the airport, first shifts to get cut. And because we're part of our community, we could see this. So we made, through the church, we made pusa. It's pusa, or le pusa, not the pua, a pusa alofa. And they didn't have to apply for it or we used our own community intelligence. So we now get those out probably bi-monthly, or we hope to. We also got funding from Whakatautua, got money, paid bills, and from Pacific Future. So anything that's happening in the Pacific community, Southern and Eastern Wellington, we want to be part of it, and we make partnerships with our Samoan churches, our Tongan churches, because it's our families. Yeah.
I like that term, community intelligence. That resonates. I love that.
The aunties, aunties know everything.
Come on, Gabrielle. You look back over the milestones in your life and the wonderful achievements, and of course this recognition. Now, what is it that maybe the biggest lesson that you've taken away from a life of service, and your words of encouragement, especially to our tupulanga talavau, our youth that are tuning in?
Yeah, thank you. That's I guess this. You're important. You can make a difference. Dream and go for it. Nothing beats hard work. I always used to tell the story of the tortoise and the hare, and that even in the diaspora, we're part of our village. Our village is our church, but our village is also out the front door. Always do your best, and I guess for me it comes down to be worth the sacrifice your parents and grandparents made to bring you here. Speak Samoan in any way that you can speak Samoan, go for it. If your Samoan's not good, like me, on a good day, then go and learn. surround yourself. You know, like we're making a new identity for ourselves as Samoan and Pacific, and it's just as valid and beautiful as anywhere else. You know, it's the context is different, and I think that Pacific solutions to Pacific issues, our parents do know best. Yeah.
Very good.
I don't know. Now I'm getting emotional. I didn't expect to get life's good, eh? No matter what comes your way, you get up the next day and you keep going.
But
and you keep going well.
come on, keep going well. I think also, as I'm starting to get a waver a bit myself in the emotions, you know, as you say, and it's that, you know, like to be able to earn, you know, the sacrifice of those that have gone before, especially those that are no longer with us, our sister. So, yeah. It's a very big whakataitele lava. Gabrielle-Sisifo Makisi, QSM. Come on, amazing sister. Keep up the great work. God bless. Ia manuia. Whakatau.
Yeah, whakatau. Whāsoifua.
Whāsoifua. It's